Hi, I'm Shawna. I'm an addict and an alcoholic. What brought me to this point in my life and in my recovery was when I was out there using and drinking. You know, I didn't really have anything that you could call a life. It was a constant struggle of where I was going to get what I needed, and there was no substance to anything. I was what you would say a shell of a human being. I didn't have any emotions. I had no cares. I didn't care who I was hurting as long as it got me what I wanted. Towards the end of my runs, my parents wanted nothing to do with me. People that I had cared greatly about didn't even know who I was when they looked at me. What really brought me to a point of wanting help and asking for help was when I didn't know who I was, and that's a scary place to be. My bottom was definitely hating myself, and that's something even scarier, not wanting to live, but not wanting to die, and that's a very scary place to be. I did decide to come to Florida and get help through the program, and with that, the life that I have today is beyond amazing. I have my family back in my life, and they're a very intricate part, and I'm closer with them, being thousands of miles away than I was living in the same house as them. I'm able to be there as a daughter, and I'm able to support them and be there emotionally. And, as I said before about hating myself, through this program and through doing lots of extensive work on myself, I can sit here today and tell you that I love myself. And before, that was something I didn't see possible. Yes, it took a lot of work and things along those lines, but that's a feeling that I would never give up. I created a lot of self-esteem for myself, and that was only by doing esteemable acts for others. I found that helping other people has really been beneficial in my recovery. So for those of you that are out there and that are struggling, I don't want you to think that you're alone, because that's how I felt. I felt that nobody understood what I was going through or what I was feeling, and that I was just bound to die an addict and an alcoholic. And that is not the case. Now I have an opportunity at life where I can literally do anything and everything that I want to do, and there is no limit. The only limit that I have today would be the limits that I place on myself. And it's a lot of walking through fear and uncomfortability, but the end result is so worth it. Some of the challenges of being a young woman in recovery were definitely some reservations that I had. I got sober at 21, so would I not be able, to drink on my wedding day or to celebrate anything? Was my life over? Being a 21-year-old, my thoughts processed around the whole party scene. And, I won't be able to do some of those things today. I won't be drinking on my wedding day, but I will be able to remember it, and I will be able to be present and, have even more fun because I'm having fun with myself, as opposed to having the alcohol be what is making me have fun. Some advice I may have for any young woman coming into the program would just be to give it an honest try. To really realize what it is that you're giving up as opposed to what you're gaining. I gave up a life of chaos and craziness and hurt and pain. And now today I have a life of happiness and joy, and yeah, there's responsibility and things along those lines, but I get so much pleasure out of being able to be responsible. I get pleasure out of being accountable and having people being able to depend on me, because in my using, that was not something that was possible. I was constantly letting people down. And when I first came into recovery, I took all of the suggestions. I got a sponsor, I worked my steps, I went to meetings, and I did everything that was required of me, because to put it plain and simple, if I didn't, I was going to die. And at one point I welcomed that idea, and today, that's nothing I wish for myself, because I know I can do so much better for the life that I have today.